What's up, everybody? Welcome to catandbeats and welcome to another episode where we're going to be mixing in the box with the plugin company Plugin Alliance. I have the Mega Bundle, which basically includes all of this stuff, which is an insane amount of plugins. So, Mega Bundle all the way. I like Plugin Alliance because they keep on giving like discounts. They constantly, if you subscribe to their newsletter, give you discounts, which is kind of nice. All right, next up. Whoop. The track is made by Anade. Anade is a really nice, chill dude from Spain. Makes really dark, fat techno. So I highly suggest you give him a follow. And if you're like a record label or an agency or collabing or whatever, contact him. Maybe he's up for it. Maybe you can help him out. I kind of really want to see this guy succeed because his music is so fat. All right. If you're a patron, you're going to be able to download this project file as well, and you're going to be able to actually mix and master alongside with me. You just follow this YouTube series and write down concepts and go, okay, I agree with that, I disagree with that, and mix along and learn Plugin Alliance plugins with me, because to be honest, I don't really know many of these plugins, but we're getting through it and I'm really becoming a fan. All right, plugs finished. Let's continue with this track. Currently we have it sounding like this. So it sounds pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It's really, really, really thick, and we have that atmosphere that was kind of missing, and the music's also actually can exist in something called the mids. So basically, I always keep saying this, but your music needs to translate here as well. So if you have a tiny little, shitty speaker that doesn't have low end, then you can still kind of figure out the track. Music is in the mids, not in the low lows or the top tops. All right, we have the rest that is going on, and what I want to do today is kind of focus in on the rest of the little instruments that come in. There's a couple of leads. Basically, this is just one whole lead section that I want to get in, and then there's a vocal stuff as well. So let's just get all those little parts in. We have a static mix, and then next time around, we're gonna fix all the breaks. And instead of having a master effects where you just turn a knob and that's it, we're gonna automate the whole track so that certain parts will have filters and certain parts will have fades to gray. This is really like a DJ setup, but kind of a cheap way to make a drop, but we're gonna go in depth next time. So make sure to subscribe for that. Anyway, we have this track here with this deep dub chord. I want that boop to create like a insane, nasty, weird chord thing that's boop, wop, 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 like something really freaky and nasty. So for that, instead of putting reverb directly on here, I'm going to start introducing sends, so return tracks. And I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call this a effects send, color the effects send according to the gray color scheme. I'm going to also do that for these effects here. Let's use TRIAD from Thingamajig, from Plugin Alliance. And what we're going to do, because this is such an insane plugin, click on Biome. We can start basically using modulation to filter things and do disgusting things. And we can also add in, for instance, stereo imaging, or change these things to reverbs, modulation, and all that kind of goodness. So to begin with, I'm going to set up with just a factory preset, and then from there we'll start messing around with it. And we're going to slam this in 100% wet. We're just going to let this loop a little bit, and the goal is to get a very scary something like that, like that kind of creates a cool sound. So let's just start with presets. Okay, that's cute. Let's try a couple of them. Okay. Sold. I don't know how this is put together, but we already have the deep reverb, we have a pitch shifter, we have a reverse delay. This is awesome. Possum. There's some other stuff going on. No. Let's click on this add effect and let's stereo image it. Is this affecting everything? Can I drag and drop this? No, I can't. Let's just do another stereo image. Open this up, I guess. Yeah, okay, it does a little bit. I'm going to turn this on off just to see which one does what, because, again, I don't really know this thing. It seems that this one doesn't really do much of anything, so I'm going to remove effect here. We're going to continue with this one. Let's try another reverb after this that's like more granular. We have granular here, which will be like that. Modulation, chorus. I'm just going to have a little look around. Reverb. Let's try the Sandman diffuse just to really... It is an effect at the end of the day. Let's try another one. Lo-fi. That's cool. Okay, that's fucking disgusting. Let's try this one again. Cool. I'm super happy with that. Let's just like bump that in now. See if this works with the mix, if it comes in. And let's start automating this little button here with, you know, the A button. And then we can do this and then boop, 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 boop. And then we see if this sounds any good, yes or no. Let's make a delay on this before, because it's a little bit too soon. I kind of want that doomph and then wada 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 after that. Deep reverb. Why aren't these so small? Flush PSDBET. I do not know what this stuff stands for. Time. Okay. D dampening. B bandwidth. Is there pre-delay? Pre-delay. Slow. Let's just bump it here. You know what? I'm gonna just put a delay in front of it, and then it should work. It's like a simple delay that if I pop it in, wait, let me just write down delay for a second. BX delay unfiltered instant delay, that if I pop it in, then I can put like a 1 count before. See if this works. So 1 count before, this is faster and slower, this is slower. So let's go like half a step here. Let's go full wet. Let's do the feedback on 0 and then let's see. Perfect. Then let's take this thing behind that, EQ it, and just EQ away some top end because it is a little bit too... it's not really related in timbre, whatever. Cool. And then I'm gonna just bump a reverb. I'm just gonna use the Ableton reverb for a second because I don't need anything special. I just need to wash it backwards. Perfect. And then let's take this half step and let's make it like a 1/8 or a 1/4. Why are these such strange? Okay. So it's slower again. Let's try 1/8. Okay, let's try 1/4. Let's keep it on 1/4. And let's try this as well. Let's check the pitch shift here, which is just a little bit over the top, and turn it off. Is there a mix knob on this thing? This is a mix, right? Yeah. We just need like a little bit of a scary monster, not too much. Well, pretty happy with that. Let's take this overall and then put a boots and cats to boots and cats the whole thing away. And I think we're getting really cloudy as well with the amount of reverbs going on. So I'm gonna try to remedy that a little bit with just a bit of mid-side EQing and get the side, low side out of the way. And bump the side up a little bit here. That it goes more top end, so we have more clarity in a way. And let's take the mid as well and just cut that out. Try that out. Something around those lines should be okay. Perfect. Okay, so that's a really interesting effect sound. I'm gonna just bump them here and there only because there's a reverse here. I kind of want to keep that completely dry. Repeat that. I'm already slowly going into the territory of putting reverbs and things and effect sends on it, and I'm kind of just doing this by eye a little bit, which is a bit strange probably, but of experience you can kind of tell which ones need the little wah, 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 and which ones don't. That one will probably need one. That one will need one, and no, that's it. We'll do the last one as well. Okay, done. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. We've automated the effect send, and this will most likely give that elusive, scary sound that we want to have. Let's see what else we have in the track. I just noticed that the thing started playing, the which is the actual lead. That's one lead there, but we also have vocals. Vocals are always more important, so I'm going to just go to the vocal for a second to have a little listen to what he or she will sing. There's a reversed vocal, the little part. Okay, it's not that important. Let's focus on the lead instead. Sorry guys, I'm doing like quite a lot of things all at the same time. It must be a little bit confusing for you, but this is kind of how you get projects in if you don't have an intern to fix all the projects for you. Okay. There we go. All right. So we have lead first part plus send. We have lead fifth, which is a fifth up. We have lead part all effects, second part all effects thing. We have only send, and then we have lead chord high. Okay, lead chord high plays together with lead one. So I'm going to put this in here for a second. Let's see what lead part plus thingy does to begin with. And turn off nodes that you don't need. I'm also going to, I like the split sidechain, but I'm going to make my own. This doesn't even work. Why is this on an EQ that is working on 4K? Bass claps frequency split chain. Let me show you how to make a normal frequency split chain that's not silly like that. Just get the boots and cats. Okay, just drag and drop that on. I put that on the leads right now. I'm going to group this. So Command G. Then I'm going to write down what this is. So just press Command R to rename it. You're going to write down top end. Okay, top ed. Top end. You're going to duplicate that chain. Press Command D. We're going to rename that to low end. All right. My go-to wouldn't be the multi-band dynamics because it's shit. It will be the EQ3 because it's less work and it's also shit. So for the low end, you would only have the low version, right? And for the top end, you would only have the top version. So this is the same thing as that bass claps thing, but then it's actually going to work. Now, if you want to go a little bit further, what you can do here is put the boots knob, macro knob number 1. This is going to be boots for your top. Let's go right down top. And for your low end, you right click here and you go to macro knob number 2 and you write down low. And then you can make a color, for instance, for top, and then you can make a color, for instance, for low. Okay? And you can close all this off, and the only thing you have to keep now is this. And now what we can do is if we listen, I can only do the top end, or both, or sidechaining, or one a little bit less and one a little bit more. So this is how you make a normal split frequency boots and cats. All right, I'll just write it down like split frequency boots and cats. Okay, I'll make that available for download for patrons. All right, let's clean this mess up now. So we have this top end frequency split thing. I don't know if I'm actually going to use that. We have this chord high thing. I'm going to check the automation. Then we have this lead part, which has an automation of absolutely no point whatsoever. You see? So there's this automation there, but it's not actually needed. So we're going to delete that. Then we have the lead send, which looks clean. Let's have a listen. Okay, it's cute. Then we have this. That's one. And then we have a chord higher, which is playing actually low end stuff because of this thing. So this thing doesn't really make much sense at all. So I'm going to just turn this off for a second and rename it to this will be too messy. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to get this to actually play in. I'm going to leave the effects rack on from Sound Toys because I honestly can't be bothered to remake 4 Echo Boys in a row with Triad. So I'll just do that. I'm going to just call this first lead, and then we're going to just play it back in an actual area where it plays back, and then have a little listen. It's a little bit much on the low end area. Like there's a lot there. There's already a lot happening in this whole track in that spot. So what I want to do is instead of sidechaining and doing all that kind of stuff, I kind of want to focus it more here. So basically that means getting rid of this. Now we could do that dynamically with a multi-band sidechain, but because it's techno and no actual notes are being played except for those exact notes, we can just get it done with an EQ. So we could use also the backs EQ to EQ away the thing, because the only thing we're doing here is cutting it and then making a backs EQ. So let's just do that because we can. Backs mix EQ, plugins, back mix. There we go. And then we can shelf it. So is there a cut here? Yeah, there's a cut. So we're going to cut the track. Doesn't really cut very well. Let's try the mastering EQ because it doesn't really cut that well. Mastering EQ is just a double. Okay, never mind. Backs is not going to work. It doesn't cut low enough. I needed that sound out of it. Cool. Let's see how this sounds in the track. And what I want to do is this effect rack is beautiful and everything. But it is also relatively annoying. And I'm also going to ungroup this. Okay. Boop. It's called lead one. Okay. It's nice to have, but let's put the boots and cats before. I don't think I'm going to use this split sidechain thing because it's just annoying. So with the boots and cat before the effect rack, what you can do is you can keep the track in and this won't start sounding too sidechainy. If you start sidechaining everything at the end, so you put your reverbs before the boots and cats, then it's going to go whoop, whoop, and it, you know, it's not that type of track. It's not one of those, what's it called when Jackass Party Boy is... It's not one of those tracks. Okay, let's see what this does. Doesn't really do much of anything. So, because it doesn't do much of anything, we're going to put that volume up like nobody's business and see if we can do anything with it. I don't think I'm going to have that in because it's just confusing, and I'm only going to have the big sends part there. Okay, cool. That's one. Let's check out how this works in the send situation. That's actually the break, so I'm not touching that yet. This will be too messy. This is the high end, which is low cut. So let's try to put that in again. I have no volume whatsoever, so I doubt that anybody's going to be able to hear this. So let's just take all of this for a second. Command, just click it on, turn it up so we can actually hear what's going on, and then see if we actually need this sound in here to begin with. Because if you can't hear something because it's being filtered too much, then what's the point of actually having it playing at this point? Maybe we should introduce it only here because the filter opens up enough. Can you hear it? I can't hear it at all. I don't think this is doing anything for us, so I'm going to turn all of this off. Even when I boosted with about 24 dB, nothing was being played back, so then there's no point. I'm going to make this red so I can make sure that I pay attention to that later when the filter actually does open up. Currently, this is just causing problems, and I don't need those problems in my track. All right, so easy, right? Okay. Then we have another lead over here. Let's see what we can delete and what we can keep. Go over here for a second. So we have this fifth lead, fifth plus send. Again, I'm going to get rid of the split sidechain. We have an imager there that didn't open up. We have an easy fadeaway, which is most likely going to be some type of version of thingamajig. That's cool. You understand what thingamajig means. Then we have some stuff here. Okay, all the effects. Cool. I'm just going to turn this off and let's just go with the main fifth lead. We have another, no, that's it. We have a fifth lead. Let's try to put this in. Let's do that with Boots and Cats again before the effect rack. It doesn't seem to have much low end, so let's see if the second lead has that low. That's where the low is in this part. So again, I'm going to get rid of this frequency split thing, getting rid of that. And let's focus one on low, and then what we'll do is we'll focus. I know this is going like 1,000,000 miles an hour, by the way, but that's how it works. What I want to do now is take that same Boots and Cats here, and what I'm going to do is get the to move left and right while the other one moves right and left. I'm doing that with an auto pan because I don't know which effect I can find where from Plugin Alliance. Will be a 3/8, I think. A sixth. Something like that. And let's pop this one over here. Pop that pussy like this. And put this one here. And then we're going to invert this one and put it higher because we have the effects rack, which will murky everything up. Perfect. And then we can take both of those auto pans and we're going to be able to automate them. I'm going to write down already here is automate. Automate pan. Done. And do the same thing here. And then what we can do with automating the pan later is that everything will start sitting together and the song becomes a song that you can play from left to right. So in time, it will change. So again, with techno, it's just one of those things that You have to modulate, you have to adjust, you have to do filters, you have to do all these things to keep it extremely interesting. And then at the same time, listen to the song and go like, okay, that's going to make sense there. That's going to make sense there. That's going to make sense there. I see that the vocals are only being played in the breaks. So next time around, I'm going to work from left to right, write down everything, and we're going to fix the whole song so that it works instead of having one of these master effects on there, so that we can, get that drop to drop super heavy. We can get the magical feel of the vocals coming in and silence coming in and then slamming back into bass and kick. But that's it for this time around. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know this one was a little bit all over the place, but we had to skip back and forth over all the leads and all the things and get rid of things that just didn't work, which is sometimes a bit painful. But if you can't hear it, there's no point of having it. All right. Hope you've enjoyed it. Check out Patreon. There's like 200 plus videos on all types of topics that you get to ask. I make video content on it. I can also go over your mixing or your mixing questions or how to process vocals or things like that. So go over there if you're interested in nerding out, and check out some courses I've done for Production Music Live. I left them in the description. Bye.